Variety are all the diverse elements or principles that might be found within an artwork, such as dark, large, patterned, colorful, rhythmic, rough and smooth, everything, all of that put together in one piece of artwork. You can create diversity with objects or subjects. Be careful, because it can be very extravagant and overdone. When describing variety, it's important to list all the diversity that you see within the artwork. They tend to be the elements of design and even more than one type of principle of design. Have you ever been to a concert? Not only do you have elaborate, colorful stages, but you have moving backup dancers who are wearing all types of costumes. And let's not leave out the performers. It's extremely busy and extremely extravagant. I just showed you an example of variety. Now let's apply it. Here are examples of variety within artwork. Let's describe the diversity. In this watercolor painting and two-dimensional ink drawing, we see a jumble of different elements of art, which creates variety. The first element of art that stands out to me is the use of line, which is used to draw a boat and various different people's faces with different types of expressions representing the waves and the water. Also, we see subtle warm colors in orange and yellow in the background. In the center, we see a young boy in cool colors of blue and green, and much darker, drawing our focal point to him. All of these elements combine to create diversity and a good example of variety within this artwork. This three-dimensional sculpture is a representation of a fruit bowl. It uses many diverse elements of art and principles of design. The first element of art that stands out is the intense color glazes used on the piece. The warm colors are red, yellow, and orange. The cool colors are green and purple. Also, there is a mix of texture. Some of the rounded fruits are smooth, but the yellow bowl looks to be bumpy. And also the center of the orange fruit. The bottom plate has a random rhythmic splatter of red, orange, and green circular shapes. The sculpture in general is symmetrical design, with equal parts on each side. All of these parts create variety within the artwork. The digital fantasy photograph uses many assorted elements of art and principles of design to create variety within the artwork. The first is the use of warm colors such as yellow, orange, and red that we see in the intense sunset, which contrasts with the cool colors of purple and blue. Yellow and purple are complementary colors on the color wheel. We also see a rhythmic random repetition of yellow-orange clouds, which imply organic form and movement as they travel across the sky. We see implied geometric form of a clock, which also represents an eyeball, which is a sphere. Lines are used to represent the straight hands on the clock and numbers, as well as the curved eyelashes, which fade. There is contrast between black hills, ground, and people against the deep saturated sunset colors. There is also different color value tones, starting with black as the darkest tone, going to light pink or white in the eyes as the lightest tone. The video uses principle of variety in the following ways. You have implied form in the three-dimensional disco ball sphere, turning and alternating from pink to yellow. From the center, we see random pulsating muted black lines, flat outline stars, small circles, and music note shapes, which also radiate out from the center. Wavy, thin, horizontal lines also move across the video. In the background, we see a repeated pattern design of round speakers, which are in a consistent row. Overall colors constantly change, alternating warm and cool colors on each side of the video in a rhythmic manner. The ice cream elements of design ingredients combine to demonstrate the principle of design, which is variety. In this image, you have a mix of all kinds of elements and multiple principles of design being used, such as symmetrical balance, rhythm, emphasis, and radial balance. The emphasis is on the center cherry and marshmallows. The placement of the smooth marshmallows creates a radial balance, radiating out from the single red cherry. Also, the random placement of the 3D form chips Multicolored Skittles and sprinkles creates an uneven use of materials, which is rhythmic. The two straight thin cookie lines stand out above equally, and the use of flat organic money candy shapes on the left and right help to create symmetrical balance. All of this lends itself to an effective use of variety.